Quite often, the interior of even the most modern house does not impress a tourist or the homeowner as much as its exterior design. The appearance of the house is the first thing that guests or tourists see. Therefore, it emphasizes the style, taste, and social status of the homeowner. In addition, unusual dwelling locations, whether it is an underwater hotel or a building on a high mountain with a harmonious exterior and surrounding nature, not only reduce stress levels, but also give an excellent mood. The cosmic UFO design, no traditional foundation, a 360-degree view, a cozy bed, a game console, and of course, a good mood and stunning views of the forest landscape. All of this guarantees a pleasant pastime. The architecture of the residential complex with 18 floors resembles a stepped pyramid or a Lego toy, which makes it a recognizable landmark. The building includes residential apartments, offices, and exhibition centers. Of course, architects are creative people. The owner of the Chimera is a Lebanese and Australian businessman who lives in this building during the summer with his family. The interior design is a luxurious mansion. The wings and horizontal stabilizers are balconies, while the exterior design still resembles an Airbus A380. A unique stone house was built in the mountains of Portugal. It is made of 4 giant boulders used as walls and foundation. It combines rustic simplicity, rough texture, and eco-friendliness. Inside there is a fireplace, a living room, and a bedroom with a cozy wood-finished interior. A 4-story house in a mountain is an unconventional solution. The first floor is intended for household needs, the second for the owner's living, the third for guests, and the fourth as a storage space. Such a structure in Azerbaijan represents historical heritage that is 2 to 3 centuries old. Unique eco-hotels in Iran imitate life on the red planet, Mars. The red sand creates a unique extraterrestrial atmosphere. Everything is provided for comfortable living, from a comfortable bedroom to a spa shower. At night, you can observe the starry sky through large panoramic windows. Thanks to its design, this house ensures quick assembly and good thermal insulation. Inside, it is a polnotsene apartment with panoramic windows and a small terrace that fits perfectly into the forest landscape. The cost of such a house is $115,000. The slogan of this house is, "Live like a pharaoh." The shape of the building in Malibu exactly resembles an Egyptian pyramid. There is a belief that a person inside the pyramid feels its positive influence. The house has 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and boasts Shakarni views of the ocean. The walking house allows the owner to lead a slow nomadic lifestyle, as the movement speed is quite low. The house collects energy from solar panels and small wind turbines. It also has a stove, a rainwater collection system, and a small living area. The walking house adapts to people, not people to it. A submarine in the form of a guest house was built by a married couple from New Zealand. Instead of the vast ocean, grass, and green trees. The house has a small kitchen area and a sleeping place, but the most interesting part is the captain's place with various equipment to feel like Captain Nemo. An unusual spherical house weighs only 250 kilograms and has a diameter of 3 meters. The basis of each sphere is a wooden frame. Despite the fact that these houses look ascetic, they are intended for recreation in the harsh Canadian climate. Inside, the house is equipped with basic amenities. Despite the small size of the house in the mountains, it is still considered a hotel that can be reached by helicopter. Such a house will provide not only Shakarni views, but also promotes physical health, creates optimal psychological comfort, and the purest air improves sleep like never before. Without having a lot of money, you can build a skinny house that is no worse in comfort than other houses. Don't be surprised, but the building is only 3 meters wide and has 3 full floors. Of course, 10 people will not be able to live in it, but for 2 people, it is just right. Tableware also has the right to be immortalized in architecture. The scale of the teapot and panoramic windows are the main differences from actual tableware. The red-brown color of the house creates the impression that it is made of fired clay. After moving to London, the creative Korean artist Do Ho-soo created a creative house on a bridge. This is not a residential house, but just an installation to diversify the gray everyday life of city residents, as the weather in this city leaves much to be desired. Houses on skis. No problem. Haley 6 is a British Antarctic movable research station. It consists of 8 modules on hydraulic supports with skis, which allows them to be raised above the snow and the house to be transported. No one else has such a calling card of a house. For 20 years, the owners collected cups to decorate their house this way. More than 25,000 cups cover the facade and the fence of the house. I am sure that having tea on the porch creates a unique tea atmosphere. A house on top of a cliff has more advantages than disadvantages. It is natural protection from noise and neighbors, excellent drainage, environmentally clean air, as well as rock as a solid foundation that will never sink, and the house will last for many decades. These glass capsules offer tourists an overnight stay in Peru on a sheer cliff at a height of 122 meters above the ground. There are 2 ways to get there. Climb the steep slope or descend by zipline ascent will take about 1.5 hours. Houses in the narrowest city on the planet, Yangon, up to a maximum width of 300 meters, are built in an extremely narrow river valley between steep cliffs. Residential buildings are multi-story structures erected on high stilts to protect against flooding. It seems that the architects of these houses played too much with Lego in their childhood. But in fact, this method of construction is quite smart. The load on the foundation is distributed more evenly. The construction of such a house, even on a relatively low cliff, requires a lot of resources and technical knowledge. But after construction, as always, there is one natural result: a unique combination of panoramic views, privacy, and an environmentally clean environment. At the site of this unusual floating house, many travelers have only 3 main questions. Who lives in it? How was it built? How does it maintain seaworthiness? Others simply enjoy its appearance, which is far from ordinary. All that is needed to build such a house is a concrete foundation, a crane, and several pairs of hands. After assembly, the result is a maximalno compact and cozy small-cost house that includes a kitchen area, a sleeping area, and even a bathroom. This is not just a house, but an entire principality of Sealand, an unrecognized virtual state founded in 1967 by Roy Bates on an abandoned British sea platform in the North Sea. It is known as the smallest state in the world, can sell noble titles, and has its own flag. A Chinese hermit from the province of Guangzhou has been living alone on this sheer cliff for more than 17 years, and only occasionally tourists or locals visit this place for pilgrimage. This place is ideal for renouncing worldly bustle for the sake of spiritual growth. The founder of such a strange construction in the form of a toilet house is the chairman of the World Toilet Association. The house has 2 bedrooms, 2 guest rooms, and 3 luxurious bathrooms. The entire structure is made of steel, white concrete, and glass, with a symbolic bowl-shaped opening on top. A desperate enthusiast from America managed to turn a decommissioned cargo airplane into a luxurious guest house that guarantees an unforgettable audich. The living room, laundry, shower are equipped with first-class furniture and appliances. In the cockpit, everything remains as it was. All that's left is to refuel and take off. But that is irony. The Madonna della Corona Monastery in Italy is an amazing temple in the rocks. It seems to hang in the air above the picturesque valley of the Adige River. The temple is characterized by an atmosphere of holiness, reverence, silence, and tranquility, as well as separation from worldly bustle. Such a house is most often nicknamed the Nail House, whose owner refused to relocate for new development, or in this case, a highway. Because of this, builders were forced to construct the road around the house. Living in such a house is very difficult due to constant noise. How do you like such a location? A stone house ideally creates harmony and fits well into the surrounding environment. The main construction material is durable concrete. The result is a structure in the style of minimalism and even brutalism. Slate was used for interior finishing, which adds atmosphere to the interior. Red Sand Fort is a complex of 7 abandoned sea forts from World War II at the mouth of the Thames. These unique towers are connected by bridges and serve to defend London. Today, it is a popular attraction, mainly accessible for viewing from the water. Santa Cruz is an artificial island consisting of small houses. It is the most densely populated island in the world. On its area of 1 hectare, 1,200 people live using solar panels, rainwater, and most importantly, there is 0 crime. This seesaw house was not built for permanent living, but for a certain experiment. It rotates 360 degrees and tilts by 30 degrees. The main goal of the experiment, conducted over 5 days, was to study how residents' movements affect their living conditions and perception of each other. This is what densely populated slums called Brazilian favelas look like. They are characterized by self-built housing on mountain slopes and lack of infrastructure, dense construction, narrow streets. The iconic vacation home Pole House, built on a 15-meter pole, offers stunning ocean views and is considered one of the most photographed places in Australia. The cost of staying ranges from several hundred to $1,000 per night, making it the most expensive hotel in one of the regions of the country. And for golf lovers, there is housing too. These 5-meter spheres resemble alien settlements and are lightweight structures of only 1,240 kilograms each. They are modular, have many windows, a bedroom, a kitchen living room, and are quite affordable housing. It is impossible to live fully in such an upside-down house, but as an entertainment attraction for tourists, it is a good solution. The house is built on screw piles. All furniture and household appliances are also inverted, as if turning visitors' perception upside down, creating an effect of weightlessness and absurdity. The distinctive feature of the building is its dynamism. The structure rotates 360 degrees following the sun throughout the day. In addition, the house has its own intelligence. It analyzes the indoor temperature around the entire perimeter and automatically selects the optimal position based on the data received. The mirrored surface on the tree perfectly integrates the house into the landscape design, as if the structure dissolves among the forest. The house built around trees is used as an eco-friendly hotel with the Chistaci air around. A popular picturesque image symbolizing solitude and harmony with nature looks exactly like this. Living in such a house provides silence and stunning views both from the window and the yard. And to get to such a location, you will of course need a boat. For 7 centuries, people still living in Kandovan trace their lineage back to the times of Genghis Khan and the invasion of the Mongol Empire. This settlement has more than 17 peaks over 3 kilometers high. Terraced farms add color to the earthy tones, while smoke gently rises from restaurants and wood-fired stoves. On an almost empty island in Iceland stands a lonely hunting house. It is sometimes visited by tourists to experience the peaceful atmosphere. But it was not always like this, as in the 18th to 19th centuries several families lived there, engaged in fishing, household farming, and livestock breeding. A houseboat positions itself as a comfortable residential vessel, combining the functions of a house and a yacht. Built on pontoons, equipped with engines, solar panels, water supply, it has a kitchen, bedrooms, and a terrace where you can sunbathe and enjoy the views. The greatest enthusiast of building residential flying saucers was the Finnish architect Matti Suronen, who eagerly took up the Delo. Everything went well, and his houses became popular. Orders poured in one after another until the plastic, which served as the main building material, suddenly rose sharply in price. Residents of a suburb of San Francisco paid a multi-million tribute to the 1960s cartoon, in the style of which this building with animal sculptures in the yard is designed. However, some filed a lawsuit against the owner for an inappropriate landscape. According to them, the house violates building regulations. Despite the fact that this house is squeezed between 2 large boulders, this is not an obstacle to comfortable living. From the outside, it seems that the house is about to break under the pressure of the stones. But such a structure has its own philosophy and gives something to reflect on. Liechtenstein Castle, or the Fairy Tale Castle, is located at an altitude of 817 meters and built in the Neo-Gothic style. This style, unlike the gloomy medieval Gothic, is more elegant, colorful, and often romanticizes the Middle Ages. Medieval Gothic is characterized by pointed arches, towers, and stained glass. To climb Mount Fanjing, which is over 2.5 kilometers high, tourists have to overcome steep trails upward. On 2 peaks connected by a narrow bridge suspended in the clouds, 2 ancient temples rise spectacularly. The mountain itself is also considered a place of spiritual awakening, tranquility, and purity. These semi-underground houses were first built during the Roman era in Tunisia. At that time, the Romans sent 2 Egyptian tribes to this region with the right to settle here and destroy anyone they encountered. The settlements have been preserved and gained wide recognition in 1967. To reach these houses in southwest China, tourists need to overcome a path along fragile wooden ladders. Houses, restaurants, and hotels in traditional style cling to sheer cliffs at a height of up to 120 meters. A building in the form of a mill is perfect for photography and offers calm views not only of the countryside, but also of the water surface, which energizes and gives a great mood. It took about 1 year to create a small but cozy and environmentally friendly house made of vine, which literally breathes through the walls. In construction, the vine acts as reinforcement, and other building materials contain no harmful impurities or chemicals. Floating villages in Cambodia are mainly located on Tonle Sap Lake. These are unique communities where houses, schools, hospitals, and shops are built on platforms or boats. Vietnamese fishermen mainly live here, moving their homes depending on the water level. The Tubo Hotel is formed from leftover concrete construction pipes. The construction process of the complex took only 3 months. Each room has a comfortable sleeping place, electricity, glazing of the front facade with curtains, and a place for storing luggage. Aesthetic, but practical. For those who dream of living in the heart of one of the most dramatic canyons in America, welcome. The house was built 39 years ago. The dwelling is interesting because it is located in a cliff and has 650 square meters of living space. Initially, this house was not a boot. Later, the owners added a toe, and that is how such an unusual design appeared. A vivid example of how to turn an ordinary house into something original. And in general, what is it like to live in a shoe? You will never know until you build your own boot. The territory of the hotel complex, made of multicolored mini-domes, is only 1 hectare. These rooms can accommodate a total of up to 84 people. The project budget amounted to $4.3 million. The main advantage of the complex is its location on the seashore in Iran, near a beach where a land art festival takes place. Swallow's Nest has become an emblem and a hallmark of the southern coast of Crimea. The pseudo-Gothic castle is located on a sheer 40-meter cliff. The castle was built in 1912 for the oil industrialist Baron von Steingl for romantic Audich on the Black Sea. An electrical engineer from Oregon turned a decommissioned Boeing 727 into a unique residential house. He bought the airplane for $100,000. The liner is equipped with minimalist amenities, including a shower, a bed, and a kitchen, while preserving the cockpit. A rather interesting method is the construction of houses from earth bags, developed by an Iranian architect. No concrete, no bricks, only bags filled with clay and other organic additives. Then they are stacked layer by layer, resulting in a house shaped like a beehive. Such eco-friendly construction. Aogashima is the most isolated of the islands and is located 350 kilometers south of Tokyo. The history of the island's settlement is not precisely known. During a massive volcanic eruption in 1785, 140 out of 367 residents lost their lives. A a luxurious two-story penthouse worth $20 million, Sky Mansion still remains vacant due to legal problems of the owner. It is located at a height of more than 120 meters. It includes an infinity pool, a helipad, and gardens. Such houses perhaps stand out not for their elegance or beautiful design, but for their disproportion and ugliness compared to other buildings. Although these are quite livable apartments, their appearance definitely leaves much to be desired. The floating house Freedom looks exactly like this. The couple created a system powered by solar panels, collect rainwater, and grow food in greenhouses. They also live off fishing and creativity, as the couple are artists. The house is built exclusively from environmentally friendly materials and painted in bright colors. Now ordinary Chinese people live in this place, but earlier the Tulu fortress had narrow loopholes on the upper tiers and a minimal number of strong entrance gates. Inside this fortress there were living quarters, a well, and large food supplies. Despite the significantly larger size of the bike camper, it is quite easy to tow, as the living module is made of strong but lightweight materials. Inside there is a small fold-out sofa and a table. As a bonus, the house has power from solar panels. A luxurious residential complex in Guangdong Province, China, worth $940 million is almost an exact copy of an Austrian lakeside village listed by UNESCO. It includes a replica of a church spire, a town square, and European-style architecture aimed at wealthy Chinese residents. Favelas also exist in Spain. They occupy an area of 140 square kilometers, with a population of about 39,000 people. This is an invisible house that completely blends with the exotic landscape. The hotel is located in the California desert, has one floor, a living area of 500 square meters. This is what the only underwater dwelling in the world looks like. It is an excursion house where you can enjoy the underwater world prama from the porthole of a Jules Verne-style submarine. This is not just amateur diving, but a kind of underwater romance at a depth of about 12 meters. The vertical forest in Milan consists of 2 residential towers of 27 and 19 floors. Incredible! But the buildings have more than 800 trees. The basis of this structure is a cube. 354 cubes stacked on top of each other created a building with 146 apartments. The complex was built for the Expo 67 exhibition. The interior of the apartments has a modern style, while the construction style itself can be attributed to brutalism. In this abandoned village, where about 2,000 people used to live, nature has taken over, and now the settlement resembles a jungle. The reason for the population decline was the isolated lifestyle. Everything flows, everything changes, and this village is no exception. If there is ever a global flood, as they say, it is better to prepare for it in advance. And surviving in such houses is much more realistic while engaging in fishing for sustenance. A high concentration of economic resources and huge demand for housing increase building density more and more every year, for example in countries such as China or Singapore. Winter in Yakutsk is extremely cold. The average temperature in January often drops below -50 degrees Celsius. Apartments are centrally heated, maintaining an indoor temperature of +22 degrees. The private sector uses autonomous boilers running on coal, gas, or firewood. This is not just a house, but an architectural wonder in China. As a result of a hobby of a 50-year-old resident of China, it was possible to create such a masterpiece, decorated with a huge number not only of porcelain items, but even white marble, as well as natural crystals. Indian photographer Ravi Hongal built a unique 3-story house in the shape of a Nikon camera. The building is called Click, with windows in the form of a lens, a flash on the roof, and rooms named after famous camera brands Canon, Sony, Epson. The population of this settlement exceeds 10,000 people and consists mainly of monks and nuns, connected with the Buddhist institute located there. The academy, located in a previously uninhabited valley, quickly became a center of pilgrimage for numerous Tibetan Buddhists.